County Board of Commissioners meeting to order at 9:30 a.m. Margaret Tyson, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have no introduction of news media this morning, so can we have a roll call? Micah Freeman.
Good morning. Newquist. Here. Ogalla. Cook. Mustis. Here. Mitchell. Here. Tyson. Here. Gazanfer. Here. Trainier. Present. Fritz. Present. Mueller. Mueller. Gould. Gould. Ballot. Ballot. Is it not coming through? Okay, I can speak up louder if that helps. Frizzalone. Winfrey. Brooks. Parker. Ventura. Coleman. Markham. Berkowitz. Cowan. Pretzel. Weigel. Freeman is present. Kurlitis. And President Van Dyne.
Present. When was it?
$19 present. We have a quorum.
Thank you.
Rachel, would you like to be present? Yes. Thank you.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Moving on to approval of minutes, I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes of May 12th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Here we go again. Newquist. Yes. Ogalla. Cook. Mustis. Yeah. Mitchell. Yes. Tyson. Yes. Gazanfer. Yes. Trainier. Yes. Fritz. Yes. Mueller. Yes. Gould. Yes. Ballot. Yes. Frizzalone. Yes. Winfrey. Brooks. Yes. Parker. Ventura. Yes. Coleman. Yes. Markham. Yes. Berkowitz. Yes. Cowan. Yes. Pretzel. Weigel. Yes. Freeman is a yes. Kurlitis. President Van Dyne.
Yes.
That is 20.
20 is affirmative. We do, motion carries. Before we move on to Treasurer's report, I would like to make a request to make a motion to suspend the rules to move the presentation of awards to this point in our agenda. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Ralph Schultz.
Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to present our 2021 Volunteer of the Year Awards. These gentlemen were previously recognized at our volunteer banquet in April, but as part of our tradition, we like to recognize them in front of the full board. It's always hard to choose a Volunteer of the Year since the Forest Preserve has such a strong and dedicated volunteer base. When we looked back at 2021, 2 individuals not only volunteered their time, but also created opportunities for others to volunteer, encouraging more engagement and increasing their leadership roles. These two volunteers make our Conservation Department's volunteer coordinator's job easier and simultaneously challenge her to do better and to do more. They make events happen and then work hard to make them successful. Both are equally motivated with complementary strengths. I'm referring to the perfect pairing of Mark Betton and Scott Mortensen. Together, they help steward at Hickory Creek Preserve LaPorte Road access, along with other dedicated volunteers. Last year, they hosted several public habitat management events at LaPorte Road, inviting corporations and private groups to the site to introduce them to stewardship and restoration. They organized work groups with their peers to free up our oaks from encroaching competition and to improve the fire breaks for prescribed burning. They also supported other volunteer stewards and paid staff by assisting at other sites throughout the county. It doesn't happen too often, but occasionally one is seen without the other. Last year, Mark put in several exhausting days by assisting staff on 10 prescribed burns. He hosted a 2-day restoration event for Panduit employees and also represented the Conservation Department's volunteer workforce in an interview on a December episode of The Buzz. As 2020's Rookie of the Year, Scott continued his volunteer work into 2021. He was eager to learn about new sites and attended our restoration events at several preserves. After discovering the unique habitat and rich history of Keepataw Preserve, he took on a co-stewarding role there, requesting multiple events and recruiting work groups. He also assisted in a wood harvesting day that benefited the Isle of Lakash Museum. With Mark and Scott, their efforts go far beyond just the hours they log. They propose new and challenging ideas, as well as bringing humor and friendship, and sometimes some really big dogs, into the field. They recruit and encourage, and for that, they were given our highest volunteer award, Volunteers of the Year. And Mark and Scott, if you would come down. I'd give either of you gentlemen an opportunity to speak if you'd like.
Okay. Oh. All right. This is awesome. Total surprise. Oh, yes, I'm Mark Betton. Been volunteering since about 2014 and spent a lot of time at LaPorte Road, but definitely have had a chance to go to many of the other preserves throughout the county. And exciting to work with Scott. He's travels a little bit to get to whether it's Keepataw or LaPorte Road. But have had a lot of fun, and we've done a lot of exciting work with trying to free up the oaks at LaPorte Road, as well as just help manage the invasives that are forever trying to take over the site. And it's also been a lot of fun trying to expand and work at Keepataw and open up that area. And with that, that's good. Enough said, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes, thanks. You're welcome. All right, cool. Okay.
Next up, we have the Nature Foundation of Will County, and I think the chair, Reagan Pattison, is here to speak with you, as well as our secretary, Marcy DeMauro, who many of you know, both.
You want to come down, Meta? You want to come down?
Good morning. I'm Reagan Pattison, Chair of the Nature Foundation of Will County. I'm joined today here by Marcy DeMauro, our Secretary, Don Gold, Rachel Ventura, and Meta Mueller, who all are on the board. At our last chalk presentation in February, the foundation presented the Forest Preserve District with just over $17,000 for initiatives like Willie's Wilderness website, the Way We Work traveling exhibit, the Buzz cable and TV show, the Preserve the Moment photo contest, and more. The Nature Foundation exists to raise and administer funds in support of the Forest Preserve District's conservation, education, recreation programs, and initiatives. Today, we are honored to increase our commitment to over $30,000 this year. So far, as we present the Forest Preserve District with an additional $13,500 for the following: the Diversity of Life traveling exhibit at Isle Cache Museum in Romeoville, which will be from June 7th until October 2nd. The Diversity of Life outdoor interpretive trail exhibit engages visitors with their bilingual English and Spanish signs that invite children to actively use their observation skills as they learn about biodiversity. From an invitation to search for insect pollinators to the fur on leaves or birds in the sky, this exhibit engages visitors in fun nature observation and inspires them to seek further knowledge. Also, accessible audio readers for all persons interpretive trail at the Four Rivers Environmental Education Center. As a companion to the new 0.1 mile all persons interpretive trail funded in part by the Nature Foundation of Will County with a generous $10,000 check that we got from J-Power USA. These handheld audio units provide a narrative of the all persons trail for visually or cognitively impaired guests as they explore the 5 interactive multi-sensory display panels along the trail. But our commitment doesn't stop there. I don't know if you want to talk about, oh, I'm reading, reading your notes to me. And then our next program is the Woods Walk program. Once again, we are pleased to provide financial support for the annual Woods Walk program, a self-guided challenge to encourage people to walk and experience 10 of Will County's top rated trails. The program runs September through November and encourages people to get active and explore their forest preserves. The Nature Artists Guild special exhibit to celebrate the opening at Hidden Oaks Nature Center that we all just acquired. In celebration of the opening of Hidden Oaks Nature Center, this special art exhibit will feature work from the Nature Artists Guild. The exhibit will run from July 6th to July 31st and will include an opening reception on July 8th. Funding will be used by the Forest Reserve to cover the Guild's costs of working with the artists and coordinating the delivery and display of their work, costs associated with the opening reception, and funds to design and print a special exhibit booklet highlighting each of the work's collection. We are truly excited about these programs and projects and are deeply grateful for donors and supporters. Their generosity and this board's commitment to public service and excellence is really why we are all here today. Thank you all for being a part of the Forest Preserve, and we really all enjoy working together. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you again in September with another check. Thank you. Yeah.
And once again, we'd just like to thank Mark Benton and Scott Mordison for their Volunteer of the Year. And as always, thank you to the Nature Foundation. Moving on, Treasurer's Report. Mr. Markham, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Before I place the treasurer's report on file, I have a few brief comments. For revenues, the May 31st, 2022 operating statements indicate the district's corporate fund has collected $1.08 million in total revenues, which includes approximately $770,539 in replacement taxes and nearly $228,156 in license and permit fees, while the remaining balance is attributable to other miscellaneous income. For expenditures, the district has incurred approximately $6.26 million of expenditures for the period ended May 31st, 2022. Of the total expenditures, approximately $3.52 million are personnel costs. The district has experienced a net operating loss of just over $5.18 million year-to-date, including all budgeted transfers. Bond interest payments totaling $1.92 million were expended during the month of May 2022. Unless there are any questions, I move to place the treasurer's report on file.
We do have a motion. Did you get all that?
May I please request that if you make a motion, I need to hear your name. I know that is, some of you do that, and I appreciate it, but we go so fast. So just, motion and your name, please. Thank you.
Next time. All right, we do have a previous roll. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes my report for this month.
All right, thank you, Mr. Markham. Do we have any petitions from the public? I see none. All right, moving on. Finance Committee, Chairwoman Natalie Coleman, good morning.
Good morning. First, need a motion to approve the schedule of bills for $767.60.71.
Second, my name.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
All right, we have 3 items under new business. The first one is approval of ordinance number 617, authorizing 1 residential license and 2 licensed non-residential license agreements.
Second, Callan. Previous roll, Tyson.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next, we have approval of ordinance number 619 for construction and development funds 20, 21, 22, and 23.
Motion by Coleman,
Second by Callan. Previous roll, Second, Tyson.
thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, and finally, a review and approval of budget planning and adoption timetable for 2022, and I move.
Second, Callan. Previous roll, Mueller. Second, Tyson.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, so our next meeting date is Wednesday, July 6th, following the Operations Committee meeting at the Sugar Creek Administration Center on Laraway Road, at Laraway Center? Yeah, Laraway Center, not Laraway Road.
All right, thank you. Operations Committee, Vice Chairwoman Sherry Newquist, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Number 1, award a contract in the amount of $105,000 to Thornton Equipment Services of Milpena, Illinois, for habitat enhancement of Kankakee Sand Preserve at Nice Summit.
Discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, award a contract in the amount of $149,945.91 to Denler Inc. of Joliet, Illinois, for the annual asphalt crack seal and seal coating at Nice Summit.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 3, award of contract in the amount of $71,901
All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 4, approval of ordinance number 618, amending the land use fee administrative guidelines of the Forest Preserve District of Will County, and I so move.
All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 5, approval of resolution number 22-05, amending the memorandum of agreement between the Forest Preserve District of Will County and the Nature Foundation of Will County, and I so move.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
And then last is the 2022 building and structure report and recommendation. Do we need a motion to approve this? Okay, and I'll make a motion to approve.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Our next meeting date is Wednesday, July 6, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. at the Sugar Creek Administration Center.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Ad hoc Committee Chairwoman Margaret Tyson, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I have nothing to report today.
Thank you. We have no other business. Reports. No need for executive session. Are there any comments by the public?
I did receive one. This comment came via email. Good morning, my name is Robert Wyduk, and I have been a resident of Will County since 1978. I am writing you today with some concerns regarding hidden lakes. I spent time over the Memorial Day weekend at the lakes, and it was very memorable. The lakes and grounds were in the worst shape I have ever seen. Water was down 2 feet, and 2 of the lakes were unusable. Families who planned a day of fishing were turned away with poor conditions. I contacted several people with these concerns and became aware of the vandalism to the pumps causing the water issue. Moving forward, I have several questions I would like the board to consider. Will County did not file any police reports with Bolingbrook Police on any of the instances of vandalism. Why not? It seems as though it would be helpful to have a local jurisdiction involved since there were 3 separate acts of vandalism. What are the plans for the park for the remainder of the year? Will the park be fully usable by Will County residents, or is this a lost year for the park? I would like to encourage the board to consider cameras. Parking lot lighting, in addition to whatever is planned for lighting at the bait shop, is also needed. I would also suggest controlled access to the park. It might be wise to have the Forest Preserve Police chain off the road overnight to prevent any future vandalism. Finally, will the county host any fishing derbies at the park this year? I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ralph. And Jackie, I see you have your hand up. Would it be okay to make your comment under comments by commissioners instead of
Fine, I just have a
replying?
question.
Okay. Thank you. All right, are there any other public comments? I see none. Thank you, Ralph. Comments by Executive Director Ralph Schultz.
Thank you. It's our next installment of looking at the principles of the Forest Preserve District. Again, this is a review of our annual report, which you all received and hopefully had some time to review at your leisure. We included some highlights about the Forest Preserve District at the end of 2021, and we also presented what our mission is, or the mission of the Forest Preserve District, and that really boils down to protecting, enhancing, and benefiting our cultural and natural resources for the benefit of current and future generations. We talked about our guiding principles, staying true to the purpose, being good stewards, connecting people to nature, focusing on wellness, working with others, and promoting sustainability. The first 3 of those we've looked at over the course of the last 3 months. We talked about the connection continuum and how we we view our connection with the public and how it starts off with just an awareness of the Forest Preserve District and that we're there to serve them. And it ends as they progress through this continuum as becoming advocates. Not everybody becomes an advocate, but many people do. I think you had a couple of examples of those today in Mark and Scott. Today I'd like to focus on one of our principles, wellness. And you don't necessarily see wellness in our statutory guidance, but what it is really boils down to that what the Forest Preserve District has to offer does focus on wellness of our community. Research has shown that being in nature has a positive effect on mood. It boosts energy, it reduces stress, and it promotes overall health. We strive to make as many of our sites accessible, to make nature accessible, and to offer a variety of ways for people to engage with the outdoors. In 2021, we continued to offer programs focused on a variety of recreational interests. It represented a wide variety of groups and provided access for everyone. Programs were held for seniors, for Spanish speakers, women, men, children, and families, individuals with sensory processing needs, and even for dogs and their owners. In addition, we hosted programs on trail, bicycle, and boating safety, as well as a wide variety of environmental topics. Online programs and digital communication also provide additional avenues for people to connect with the outdoors. Looking forward into 2022, we will complete the All Abilities Trail, which the Nature Foundation and Reagan Pedersen made mention of. We'll also develop an inclusion initiative consisting of a promotional campaign. That we presented to you last month with the Preserves Are For You. That campaign is going to run throughout the summer. We'll also host a Four Rivers for All event at Four Rivers. This will be later in July. And we'll have additional programming for diverse audiences. We'll also seek 2 to 4 opportunities to engage with underserved communities. Our focus on wellness is obviously not always outwardly drawn, and sometimes we look internally as well. We look at our staff and the organization itself. Our policies and procedures are meant to create an inclusive, respectful, and responsible workplace. Last month, you approved modifications to the employee manual. Many of those were intended to do just that. We also encourage our employees to gain experience and to grow professionally. One of the things that we encourage is people to gain as much new experience and professional education as possible, even if we know that they're not going to remain with us in the long term. We feel it's our responsibility to help them grow in their profession. And we want to encourage our staff to use their skills and talents to serve the public in a professional, helpful, and delightful manner. So wellness is both outwardly focused for us, inwardly focused, and especially on our outwardly through our programs and our communications.
All right, thank you, Ralph. Comments by commissioners. Jackie Trenier?
Yes, I just had a question for Ralph pertaining to the public comment. I know we have our own police force. Do we notify Bolingbrook when there's like something weird like that going on with the vandalism? Again, I'm not expecting them to do anything per se, but just make them aware.
We do not generally notify local police departments unless it's an ongoing problem. So now they have been made aware. So they'll probably join in the extra patrols with us. And the chief of police has been made aware of all the events that have occurred.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tracy.
Rachel, good morning.
Good morning. I have a couple of comments. First, I want to have a huge thank you to all of our volunteers, but especially Mark and Scott. Thank you. I mean, we can't do some of the things we do, some of the events we put on without your guys' help. So thank you to all the volunteers. I want to acknowledge Reagan, Marcy, and Cindy. Are they still here? They left. Okay. And so many of the other members who help with the Nature Foundation, whether it's board members or volunteers. The plant sale that they've been putting on has continued to grow in success by leaps and bounds. And I really think that this is a testament to their hard work and dedication. But there's so many other events that they bring in and fundraising opportunities we host throughout the year. They really do put their heart and soul into it. And then I just want to make a quick comment for Ralph, maybe to mention some of the things we're doing on the public record at Hidden Lakes. We are repairing that pump, but I'll let you go into it so that public comment doesn't just lie on the record alone. Hopefully that will be fixed soon, and Ralph can maybe give us a brief update. And then I just wanted to thank our Forest Preserve Police again for the suicide prevention. I saw it again recently in the papers. Thank you for that. And for anyone else, our 988 suicide hotline and mental health hotline is live. So if anybody you know needs services, they can also call 988. Thank you.
Thank you. From Rachel to Raquel. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so I had the same conversation with the same gentleman, Mr. Wydick, about Hidden Lakes. So that's all taken care of. In the meantime, he asked me about Isle Alakash. And so he was wondering whether or not any of the tributaries will be cleaned up. Apparently he's a very avid user of our forest reserve, and that's just awesome. He told me a lot. So is there...
Well, I have to have a conversation with him because Isle Alakash actually sits in the middle of the Des Plaines River, so there's no real tributaries to it.
Okay.
So he might have been referring to just some of the area around there. There's some wetlands and there are some low areas on the island. So I can certainly get in contact with him.
Okay. He was wondering if that, after that.
Sure.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Raquel. Any other comments by commissioners?
Yeah. Enough about the derbies. Are we still going to have, because it's a big event in Bolingbrook, fishing derbies?
As part of our agreement with the Bolingbrook Park District, we agreed to co-host derbies. Unfortunately, right now, due to the condition of the lakes, it's not really possible. But that doesn't mean that it won't be possible later in the year, so we're just kind of on hold for that. But in the future, yes. Sure. So I'll kind of briefly run through some of the things that are occurring up at both the Hidden Oaks Nature Center and the Hidden Lakes Trout Farm. So you all know we acquired the sites earlier this year. That the cost of the acquisition was about $2.7 million. The Park District agreed to contribute $200,000 towards the construction of a new bait shop. All of those things have taken place. The Park District has made their contribution. And we expect to open, well, I shouldn't say expect, we will open Hidden Oaks Nature Center to the public on July the 6th, so here in just a few weeks. At the Nature Center, we have retained the services of White Group to assist us with some conceptualizing some architectural renovation of some of the interior spaces. The Park District ran it as a preschool on the first floor. We don't run preschools, so a couple of the classrooms that are set up as traditional preschool classrooms need to be renovated. The site needs to be opened up a little bit. When you can imagine having a number of children throughout the day, there were certain security measures and walls and doors and things of that nature that are no longer necessary that need to be removed and modified just to make the site a little bit more open. So White is currently engaged in that. We've met with them and hope to have some first concepts back from them within the coming couple of months. Out at the trout farm, you are aware that we're having an issue with the wells, with the water, but there's also the Hidden Lakes Bait Shop. So the bait shop, the existing bait shop was removed by the Park District prior to the acquisition by the Forest Preserve District. That was part of the, it was in poor condition and it was due to be replaced. They had already engaged an architecture firm to design the replacement. We took over the guidance on that and we've completed those plans, did that project, and the building itself has been ordered. And when I say that, it's because there's some prefabricated components of the building. The exterior structure itself is fabricated off-site and then brought in and assembled on the site. That has been ordered, but it had been delayed due to production delays at the factory where it's being produced. We expect that to be on-site within the next 6 to 8 weeks, and the contractor will start to do some of the preparatory work for installation of that building prior to that time. There were also benches that were removed as part of the kind of the transition, and some questions have come up as to whether or not we're replacing the benches. You have approved a contract to replace those benches. The contractor is out in the field. He's prepping the area for the benches. We expect that those will be in hopefully within the next 4 to 6 weeks. Again, we're dealing with some shipping delays and some factory, just factory shipping delays. And then there's the issue of the vandalism in the well, and we talked about that, and that the electrical panel was destroyed, and that we had to have a new one constructed. That's been ordered. It is to be delivered either at the end of this week or sometime early next week, and we hope to have that panel in place and operational within the next, I'll say, 2 weeks. In fact, there's some delivery time installations. Once that's in place, the wells can be turned on again, and the lakes will begin to fill, and we'll be able to have, the site will be more accessible to more people, more in a condition that it was last year. So the electrical panel's been ordered. It was due to be delivered by the end of this week, which of course is tomorrow, or I would say next week, and then we have to have the electrician actually install it with all the connections. So I'm saying a couple of,
Good morning, Julie.
Good morning. Thanks, Joe. Ralph, in our committee meetings, the discussion about the vandalism and the extent of the damage, it was commented that this individual knew what they were doing, and especially with the dynamics of electrical systems. Have you identified this person? Do you suspect it's the same person for each case of vandalism? And have you been able to identify this person?
We have not identified who did any of the vandalism, and we wouldn't know if it was the same person each time for the 2 times. So, because we have not ID'd the person. We do have cameras up there now, so.
Have you talked to the Park District to see if they've experienced any similar incidents? Because, if you put yourself in their mind, perhaps maybe they've done something similar or someone else has done something similar, but that might be one avenue to kind of look into. It might be worth taking, a look at that.
When we took over both Hidden Oaks and Hidden Lakes, Deputy Chief Barrios spoke with Bolingbrook Police about vandalism in the past, and they did not have anything previous. Deputy Chief Barrios and Bolingbrook met prior to our current vandalism to see what kind of issues we might foresee, and they didn't have any prior to us taking it over.
You mentioned the road and blocking the access
And we did put up gates at the end of March. So Hidden Lakes is gated, Hidden Oaks Nature Center is gated, Whalen Lake is gated, all at sunset. Like you stated, the other entities that own the property around it, there's access from the other sides.
You know, we keep referring back to Bolingbrook Police Department, Bolingbrook Police Department. I just want to say that, you know, our Forest Preserve Police it is a capable force. They are true police officers, and they are very capable of finding this individual. It might take some time, but, you know, it's nice to ask for help, but I just want everybody to know that I am very confident in our police force, and they will get it handled. So let's go to Gretchen and then back to Jackie.
Thanks,
Good morning,
Joe.
Gretchen.
Thank you. My question was just, I assume once we get the electrical panel fixed, pumps back up and working, then we have to replace fish, I assume?
We do have to do some stocking, and so from what I understand from our conservation folks, those orders have been made for the fish, but obviously they're not delivering them at this point.
Jackie?
I don't know how much restocking you need to do. I was there on Friday with my mentee, and we walked around all the lakes, and we were looking. And there were tons of fish, and the water level dropping meant you could just see them really easy. And they were big. They were big, and they were small, and there was all different sizes. But there were a lot of fish and a lot of people fishing. It was beautiful weather. Yeah, yeah, fishing in barrel. I just wanted to point out, I did have a conversation with Ron Ostrike from the Park District, and I talked with him to see, and he said it had been a while since he talked to you, Ralph, but he said he is not aware of any disgruntled employee, anybody that might have been angered about the sale, nothing that would indicate that, you know, it was somebody they would maybe know that we should investigate. So just in answer to Julie's question, I wanted to put that out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right. Moving on to an appointment, I'm looking for a motion to appoint Diana Jaworski to serve as the retiree representative on the Forest Preserve District of Will County Retiree Health Insurance Trust. Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I do have a brief comment. You know, we talk about Volunteer of the Year today, and we also talk about hiring within. So last Saturday, it was National Trails Cleanup Day, so I decided that I wanted to participate. So I went up to Four Rivers Environmental Center over there in Channahon and started off with my bucket and my little grabber and went around the building. And I tell you, I can only pick up about a quarter of a bucket. They did a fantastic job. They keep it super clean over there. So I spent about an hour, and I walked the trail, and the staff there showed me the all-people trail that's being installed. So after the hour, I decided I was going to leave, and I went over to the fishing hole and wanted just to talk to some folks to see how they enjoy the Forest Preserve. And I ran into the maintenance man that goes by Ryan. And without introducing myself, I just wanted to ask, or at least tell Ryan, I thought he did a phenomenal job because I was here to clean up, and there was nothing to clean up. Ryan proceeded to tell me that he absolutely loves his job, and he lives like down the block or whatnot, and he started off volunteering at the Forest Preserve, and he did it for a few years. Finally, they decided to give him a part-time job, so he did that for a few years, and finally made his goal to become a full-time employee of the Forest Preserve. Takes super pride in what he does, and I can tell. It was just really nice to see a guy that has a passion to clean up the Forest Preserve for free. So you know absolutely that he's going to do it when he's paid. You know, so kudos to the staff for finding such a a nice man to work there. So I really appreciate that. And I know the commissioners also do too. So thank you for that. So that being said, looking for a motion to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion, we are adjourned. Thank you. Yeah.
I'll send it to you. I'll send you. Oh, don't, not one of ours. Yeah.
I have a follow-up on the herbicide.
Oh, so essentially he lives right across the street from the site, and he understands that his bees are affected by herbicides. We're just applying herbicides, and it's kind of like right in his face. And so while he agreed with me that we've been applying herbicides for 30 years out there, it was more an issue, I think. He lost a number of his hives this past winter, and he doesn't know the reason why.
Oh, you know what? Turn off your computer. It was muted.
But I think that he's just looking for any convenience. And he also talked about it. I don't know if you're on speaker.
But it's not the computer.
Oh, you are on too.
Your phone. Is that a photo?
No, this should be.
Anyway.